Dzień dobry, good day, good day. Welcome to the forests of northern Poland. We are just outside the small city of Chojnice, which is pronounced nothing like it's spelled, which is pretty much everything in the Polish language for a native English speaker. We are walking through a little bit north of the town, the city park, and there's a small lake out here that looked pretty interesting, so I put that as a destination. I've been on this hike for about 25 minutes now, and I think the water is going to be up here and around to the right. Well, it's still a few minutes to go. Plan today is to, after we find this lake, show a memorial to a little World War II history that happened here in the forest, and then explore a little bit around the city center area. Oh, is that a train station or something to the left? I hear an announcement going. I don't know what the hell that said, but hopefully it's not warning me not to go further. But to go explore the city center, there's another park right down in the city that sits on a real nice lake with some hiking paths around it. And just make a quick little video here as we explore Chojnice and the northern parts of Poland. Come along. Well, after about 2 miles or 3 kilometers, I got to a part in the road that kind of forked off into a path that looked like it might head down to the lake that I was looking for, and come down this little pathway here, and then it just ends right here. The lake itself is probably no more than 200 meters that direction, but there's no path to get there, and I'm not about to go off trail and dig my own way over there. So I think I'm going to head back towards the city, show that little memorial to World War II that I mentioned at the opening, and then maybe grab a little bit of lunch and show the park down close to the city. So, well, this is a good hour walk through the forest that didn't get to our destination, but hey, still a pretty remarkable day. Clouds have broken up. Hopefully no more rain in the forecast, because we've had quite a bit of rain the last couple of days. High temperature today about 68 degrees. Call that about 18 Celsius. So not bad weather for just kind of walking around. From the forest outside of Chojnice, back to the city. Yeah, quite a nifty little find here in the city forest. A little bit of a beer garden that sits out here in the middle of the woods. Got a little playground on the other side. Only problem is it's not open till 3 p.m. and it's only about 1 p.m. right now. So we'll continue on back towards the city and the World War II monument coming up. A little bit of sad history here in the city forest in Chojnice. This is the place of commemoration of the first mass murder of local inhabitants shot by German Nazis in the city forest, September 15th, 1939. There's a student, a city official, and at the very bottom was an engineer. A little bit of a look back into the downtown city area here of Chojnice. But before we start exploring, we had to stop and get a little lunch. So we got the Dania Dnia, the lunch of the day special. With a beer, it's going to be 44 zloty, which is about $11. I got the beer here already, and we'll wait for the food. But in the meantime, what a fantastic view from up here at this restaurant. All right, start out with a little bit of broth soup. Looks like some noodles, cold beer, pleasant view. Well, after that very, very filling lunch, we were heading into the city center here in Chojnice, and right on the edge of the old town square, the old market square, have this gate area. And I think now it is actually a museum that you can visit, but you pass through that gate and it takes you down to the old market square. Here's a memorial dating back to the Second World War, see 1939 to 1945. And everything's written in Polish, of course, so no help with the translations. And this is kind of a cool area here. Got the traffic flow past. So my first visit down here was about a week ago. I think I was here on a Saturday or Sunday, and they actually had a concert that was setting up for that evening. You see a couple folks down there now, so I don't know if there's maybe a concert this evening or maybe this upcoming weekend. We have this big amphitheater that's set right off to the edge of the main city area and host concerts or shows and things such as that. Take advantage of the great weather here in the summertime, as summer is short in northern Poland. About 4, maybe 4.5 good months of sunshine and warmer temperatures. All right, we'll continue on here in Chojnice. I can confirm that that is definitely a museum now. Ethnography and History Museum. It was originally built, that gate known as the Stony Gate, in the 1600s, correction, 16th century, then rebuilt in the 18th century, and then in the late 19th century, that's the version you see now. One of 3 gates that you could use to enter the city back in the day. Got a little shopping. Now, when I was here on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember which day it was, but this was all filled with like a farmer's market. So you had fruits and vegetables, some knickknacks, different ice cream and pastries and all that sort of good stuff. So I don't know if that was just a one-time deal or if they do that maybe every weekend. And let me give you the first look at the old market square. Quite a bustling place here on a, what we got here? This is a Friday afternoon. Got a lot of color splashed in here, some red, a lot of green, and a lot of historic looking buildings surrounding the square. Now a glimpse at one of the main administrative buildings here in the city of Chojnice. Built in 1905 and renovated in 1996. So only 90 years later it was renovated. Maybe there was some damage during wartime, possibly. Still standing today though. Let's go around the corner and check out a church. Now just a few steps away from the old market square. Construction began in 1718 and was finally finished in 1755. And this actually was called at one time the Gymnasium Church. That's because the opening of the Catholic State Junior High School occurred here in 1815. It's the Church of the Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary here in Chojnice. This building is the oldest preserved religious building in Chojnice. Built on the site of a wooden church. Construction began in the 14th century, and then it has been burned up, bombed, rebuilt, and built again. And I won't even try to pronounce it. That's it right there. Figure after all that walking we've done, we're at 18,000 steps on the day. That's about 9 miles or about 16 kilometers. Stop here in the city center and have a cold beer. It was 11 zloty. 4 zloty is about $1, so a little bit less than $3. Hey, for a beer right on the market square, that's not too bad. We'll wrap up our afternoon here in the park that sits just below the old market square in the city. I think what I read online is this is considered the Millennium Park. If I'm wrong on that, my apologies, but with the fountains in the middle of the pond there, you go back this direction, you have kind of a botanical gardens area that stretches, oh, for quite a long ways. There's several paths that you can walk and take different directions. Several bridges that kind of span the water. See that one there. And then straight ahead another one that'll take you back into the forest a little bit. Quite a few folks out enjoying the pleasant weather here. See some flowers. It's a very, very pleasant area just outside of the city area, maybe a 5-minute walk down. You can walk, you can ride your bicycle. Plenty of different options. And enough trails that you can make yourself spend many hours trying to go around. Town of about 40,000 people, I think, that live here in Chojnice. Aforementioned bicyclist right there. It's like a sport court back that direction. Play some football or basketball, soccer to us from the other side of the Atlantic. A very pleasant afternoon. Good day from Chojnice, northern Poland.